As a school administrator, have you ever felt lost or uncertain as you began a new job or endeavor while others are depending on your leadership?
Leadership, you say? You mean this job involves leadership, not simply keeping the ship afloat? I'll call my boss and make a 2-hour appointment to get some help. But wait, I just recently convinced her that I know I have the skills and can do this job. No, I'll call my previous boss, but he just took another job himself and is in the middle of a major change.
All educational leaders have experienced such a scenario as they excitedly begin their journey toward becoming a truly successful leader in their new educational setting, with all its responsibilities in management, supervision, leading, and learning. Based on qualitative and quantitative data, and in recognition of this common need expressed by new school administrators, the Maine Principals Association has responded by designating and instituting a professional mentoring coaching program for novice principals and/or principals who are changing positions. Designed to fill the void of support and mentoring needed by new school administrators, the new Administrators Mentoring and Coaching Program has grown since its inception and is offered to new administrators throughout the state. It is the outgrowth of Great Beginnings, an annual 4-session series for beginning principals, and provides regular opportunity for new administrators to realize the benefit of both professional opportunities.
Furthermore, in recognition of the depth and breadth of wisdom offered by experienced principals, the new Administrator Induction and Mentoring Committee has tailored opportunities to train this cadre of professionals as mentors and thoughtfully match each new administrator with one of them.
Starting in 2002 with Great Beginnings, serving as a catalyst, the value, significance, and success of this program will be evident to you as you watch this video.
You know, we found the building principle is really the key to successful, effective schools. And there are a whole lot of structures and practices that are important, but without the key leadership of building principles, it really is for naught. And we must say, and I've seen it firsthand, the MPA's coaching mentoring program, designed as it is, which is a terrific design to help nurture, develop, guide those principals in their first years of practice, is just really key to giving Maine the kinds of principals for the long haul that she really needs. And you know, those principals who are experienced and who are the mentors guide these protégés, these new practicing principals in ways that not only help the young principals develop to be effective leaders in their schools, but it gives back a lot to the individuals who are coaching them, and they learn by coaching other people and by teaching other people. So, you know, an investment and the continuation and the sustainability of the MPA mentoring coaching program in the eyes of many of us who work to improve schools is one of the very best programs we have seen in our state.
Being a new principal is sometimes a very isolating experience, and having the support of a mentor certainly would be beneficial. I know from my beginning it would have been beneficial to have the support of someone outside of my school system.
Had an application process for mentors from around the state, and protégés were pulled from a pool of people who had both involved themselves in the Great Beginnings program, which has been offered for the past several years, as well as for people that we knew were new to their positions. We did a matching process based on like experiences. We had a pretty thorough application where people could talk about their interests, the things that they were hoping to learn, the things that they might be able to offer, and we matched that way, and certainly we looked at geography.
Some of the skills that I gained was, number one, you're not alone. if you ask someone, if you ask anyone, are you a good listener? Most people would probably say, yeah, I'm a good listener. And I think if you're an administrator, you have to be a good listener. I think that's important. But what I've learned in the last couple of years is that there's a good way to listen and there's a great way to listen. And the great way to listen is that you have to listen with a real attitude and desire to want to hear what the people are saying. And the training that we went through a few summers ago, we learned to listen with an attitude, which simply means that you need to have the right body language, you need to have the right kind of response, sometimes nonverbal response.
One of the other skills I gained was nothing's as bad as it looks in the beginning.
If you're willing to step out of the classroom and take a risk and say, you know what, I think I want to lead a building, we need to think about the kind of support we give these people, because it is a very, very challenging job and very challenging time.
Found that he wasn't the only one I could feed things off of and that would ask me those questions. So it opened up a lot of doors. It opened up doors not only with other principals, but with professional organizations, with professional development opportunities that were going on that I didn't know about, that I wasn't aware of, that I was too wrapped up in my job with to know about and to appreciate that was happening.
There's always one that I think gives an administrator or principal the best chance of being successful. And I would always put it on my list as number one. And it has to do with the interpersonal. It has to do with relationships. I firmly believe, and Pat and I think are a good example of that you have to build appropriate relationships as an administrator to be successful. You swing a gavel, you have to swing the gavel, but if you swing it too heavy, too loud, make too much noise, you're probably not going to be real successful. So you have to do so delicately. In our work together, we built a very strong rapport. As Pat said, the match was just about perfect. I guess it was perfect. There wasn't any time that we were on the opposite page. And we listened to each other, we supported each other, and we built that relationship that's very, very important.
As you have just heard and seen, we are talking about an investment in our schools, in our students, and in the educational system of Maine. We are talking about a means of fostering rigor, thoughtful leadership, and a creation of meaningful support network for new administrators. Consider the propensity of research that tells us how important educational leaders are, and the impact they have, and how it is becoming more and more difficult to attract and retain high-quality leaders needed in our schools. The efforts of the Maine Principals Association's New Administrator Induction Mentoring Program is one way to achieve that goal, one way to foster and strengthen public schools that make a difference for students, staff, for parents, and for administrators. Public schools that will prepare students for the future and prepare leaders to shape schools that will lead them there.